My name is Jane, and I am an elder. I am working with Elders for Sound Democracy Texas and would like to ask you to join us. This year is a particularly important election. No, there is nobody running for president this year, but all of our Congress members in Texas are up for election. All of our legislators are up for election. Our governor is up for elections. And this is a really, really important election in many ways to protect and ensure that all of our policies that protect our democracy are in place and that we don't erode our democracy any further. Some of you may have been people, 25,000 people in our Texas primary who filled out mail-in ballots, had their ballots not counted because they did not put the correct identification. Apparently, some of those people were sent second ballots, but the people who got the second ballot, it wasn't sent with a notice, and they knew they had voted, and being good citizens, they threw the ballot away because you can only vote once. So this election is really important because there are a bunch of people out there who don't want you to vote. Now, if you're like me, if you tell me I can't do it, I'm going to at least say why not. And then I'm going to say, well, how can I do it? And I think that if this election weren't so darn important, there wouldn't be people trying to get you not to vote. So our strategy is to tell you what the lay of the land looks like, when to vote early, and what will happen also on election day and where you can go to vote. And we're also, my grandson is 21. He tells me it's my generation's fault for the mess that we're in. And he says, Grandma, the only thing that concerns people my age is climate change. And I would say to him, you need to get registered and you need to vote, and you need to get all your friends registered and vote. It's the only way. And if we want significant change in terms of the way our climate is going, we've got a lot of work to do, and we've got a lot of changes we need to make in our legislatures and in our Congress, period. You know, I think the national rhetoric is about as hot as you want it to get, which is why I was looking for some place to get involved where it was nonpartisan, where it was speaking about our rights and duties and responsibilities as citizens around voting, and how important it is for us to retain our democracy. Almost everybody who has come to our meetings has said, I have voted, I've been aware of what was going on, but I've never actually done anything like this before. And I think it is out of a concern of what is happening in the country is, oh my golly, we need to do something, and we need to do it now. We can't wait any longer. There's more than enough for everybody to do here, I can tell you. And, you know, if you're willing to make phone calls, if you're in a place, I was thinking today, why did I start working inside the polls when I moved to Texas? I can't stand the heat, and it's cooler inside than it is outside. But things like going door to door, talking to the people you know at church, at your local community groups, wherever it is that you see people. It really is important now to begin, even if you don't get aligned with a group like ESD Texas, to begin to talk to the people you know and say, no, this is really important. And, we all want to get our own way most of the time. We're not that much past 2 years old, even when we're old. And we all want to win, but we also want to know that if we won, we've won fair and square. It's not winning when the game is fixed. It's tawdry, and we do not want a country that where just because I disagree with you, if you're in power, you get to throw me in jail. If I can get back in power, I'll throw you in jail. No. Most of us can go back a generation or two, and our grandparents came from somewhere else. My grandparents came from Germany, and I asked Mother once, why did your parents come? And she said, I think it was because Bismarck was conscripting all men of, probably 18 and over, and they left to avoid being in these crazy wars. And it's different when you decide to stay and fight for your country, as the men and some women are doing in Ukraine. It's a whole lot different where other people just say, go. We forget our own heritage pretty quickly, I think, in this country. I think the hardest thing for us right now is to really publicize that we're here, and then begin to get our names and our faces on the internet and start talking about what we're doing will bring other people in. Because, I think a lot of people think, well, I've never done anything like this. I'm just me. I don't have any special expertise. I'm really concerned. And I think the important thing is for people to join us, to remind people that voting and participation is where it's at. And then hopefully it'll begin to spread. So we are asking people to join Elders for Sound Democracy here in Texas to help strengthen our democracy and to get all of the people in Texas, the elders like me, and our grandchildren and our children and all their friends to come and vote in November. Thank you.